So welcome. My name's Brian Thomas, and I'm going to talk a little bit about human body systems. So there's several systems in our body. These are kind of highlighting the main ones of our body. Um, there's going to be another video that's going to go in a little bit more detail, but just to be aware that our body is a very cool thing, and how it interacts with all these different systems is remarkable. Everything is kind of dependent on each other. So our body really has a hard time functioning without all these systems working properly. And that's why, going to the doctors and things like that, making sure everything checks out is really, really important. My own health issues, mine has a lot to do with, I've had a lot of urinary issues myself, but overall, I've been pretty healthy. Um, Nowadays, I'm getting into my late 50s, and I'm starting to have some issues with my my bones. Some arthritis is starting to kick in, so I'm getting a little bit nicked as I'm older. I'm just going to mention a few of these systems that are important. The nervous system, of course, involves the brain and the spinal cord. It's kind of like the control center to our body. It communicates and passes on information throughout our body. Very, very important, this transfer of information. So it's kind of the control center. The cardiovascular system, you kind of see over here, there's a picture of the heart. You have veins and arteries, and of course, the blood. That's how our body kind of transports gases like oxygen, nutrients that are broken down to feed our body. Remember, nutrients are that energy that we have. Hormones, kind of how we feel, our mood swings and things like that. Waste gets passed through our blood as well. Um, the respiratory system is cool. It's got the picture of the lungs there, but also, have your mouth and your trachea that kind of takes in the oxygen. That's how we kind of interact and absorb a very important piece to our energy system, which is the oxygen. And that's how oxygen kind of works its way into our blood systems through the lungs. It's kind of cool there. The digestive system, um, again, that's really about solid waste. So it's kind of the stomach. It breaks things down. Things move into the small intestine. The small intestine kind of sorts things out a little bit. And then it gets into the large intestine, which then helps it pass it out and kind of the solid waste kind of leave your body from there. Um, Another system, like I said, the urinary to me it's about the kidneys and your bladder, the ways to empty what we call your liquid waste. A lot of the liquid waste goes throughout the urinary system, the kidneys and the bladder and things like that. Um, so these are like your kidneys. This is probably the bladder here. This word here is I believe it's pronounced integumentary system. Integumentary system. So the integumentary system, it's about the skin and hair. It's a very important piece to protecting your body, um, and also it's very valuable in keeping your temperature uh, regulated. So the integumentary system, the skeletal system, of course, that's your bones, and something important here they're describing is like the rib cage. The rib cage is very important in protecting our vital organs like the heart and your liver and things like that. Um, Muscular kind of speaks for itself. Muscles, a lot of times we think of our biceps and our triceps and our quads and our glutes. So those are some of our important muscles that we can think about. There's more muscles than that, and of course, the heart is a very important muscle as well in this process. So there's also, voluntary muscles, ones that we have control over, and then there's involuntary muscles that kind of do their own thing. And sometimes you may be in a doctor's office where he checks your reflexes. So he hits your knee, and your knee kind of goes up in the air. That's kind of an involuntary movement. You didn't ask your knee to move. It just kind of, or your leg to move. It kind of moved on its own. So I'm going to stop there on those systems here. There's more systems to talk about. There's the endocrine system and the lymphatic system and the reproductive system are also important. But there's another video you can watch that may give you more information about the human body. And I'll just stop there.